I represent the Yay area.
Exhibit once said he once compared the crack game and the rap game, saying that they operate similarly. Similarly, do you agree with that? Knowing what you know?
Welcome to Death Row.
I know the rap game. Let me say this: there's some cutthroat motherfuckers all over this planet. I don't care if it's business, or I got a business partner or whatever.
True.
The rap game, what I've seen in rap and these Suge Knights and all these other motherfuckers, they ain't nothing but crooks. They the worstest of our own people. We do, and this is what a lot of cats don't want to take heed and say, yeah, you right. When I start saying we gotta stop killing each other, when Death Row was doing certain things and I said no, that ain't cool, then I had to take myself out of the equation because it's fucked up.
Let me pause you for just a moment. Let me pause because we can talk about that era, but let's talk about it from like a growth perspective, if you will. When you first connected with Death Row, what drew you in? Was it like an energy thing? Was it the loyalty? Was it opportunity to make money? Like what drew you in? How did you become connected with it, and what drew you into it?
When I paroled from prison in '88, I paroled to my mom's house. Suge came to my mom's house 2 days after or whatever, slid through, and I started dealing with him at that time. He came at me when, he doing shit in Vegas and woo. So I started working with him on the Budweiser Superfest, doing concerts.
Right. All right.
So I'm doing the concerts with him over there with him and Big West. And the concerts went from the concerts to a record label called Fernhill Records. And from there, Death Row. But I mean, me and Suge was cool at one point. I started working with him fresh out of prison. I wasn't finna fuck up and do something that was finna send me back to prison.
You have to. At that time, you didn't have to.
Oh no, we was beating up people. We was pushing motherfuckers around. We was doing all kind of shit. But when it became a little more than what I felt comfortable with, no. So, it's hard to talk about it without just saying what the fuck really going on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it wasn't happy times every goddamn day. It wasn't, everybody was good. It wasn't, it was making the little money that we was making was cool. And then being fresh out of prison, ain't got to depend on nobody. I can buy my own shit. I got comfortable. And I planted my feet. And being around all the superstars, all the rappers and all that shit, it was cool, but I was a gang member. I was living that still in that gang mentality, but I wasn't finna like hanging out with Snoop them. I can't do that.
Was it because of red and blue thing, or just that just wasn't your thing no more?
No, my job was to get paid by watching and making sure that nobody fuck with those dudes. Kicking it with them like my brother did, drinking and getting high, smoking weed and shit. No, we ain't cool like that. I didn't hang with them like that.
I got you. Did you ever have any tension with Suge at all, or if so, let me ask you that. Did you ever have any tension with him at all?
Many times. Many times.
That teach you about power. Okay, give us an example of maybe a little bit of tension that you had with him, and then the question is, what did that teach you about power? You know, money, power, respect on that line. What did that teach you about it?
I had many issues with Suge. I had many shut your bitch ass up, nigga, bring your ass over here. It was a way of me getting a check without even fucking with him. Catching Suge at a pool party. Oh, you running your mouth, nigga? Bring your bitch ass in the garage, nigga. I'm finna fuck you up. Jay, go. They didn't tell you got a check? A check for what, nigga? Go to the office, I got a check for you. And I wouldn't touch it. I took Dr. Dre 64 shipping. Well, we started off parking it in my driveway at the house, and then I had my mechanic fix it, and then they didn't want to pay my mechanic, which pissed me off. I don't give a fuck about a Dr. Dre nigga. So if any one of y'all want that car, go touch it. I'd have beat the shit out of either one of them. They didn't touch it, so I said, fuck it, it's been here 4-5 months now. I'm out there low riding this big as shit. They come and ask me for the car again. Nigga, do I got a check? I think I got like 4 checks out that nigga, and then I stripped the whole car. Rims, insides, music, everything. I took everything, hydraulics, everything. And then gave them back to Shell. Come get it now.
That was a let me ride Chevy? That was a let me ride Chevy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right. That's what all right.
But yeah, man, many times I was gonna beat the shit out of Suge. One time we was doing the opening of Death Row. DOC hopped in the limo and took off with him. Then he pulled back up. The homie was ready to do him. I said, no, let me get at this nigga. Nigga, what the fuck wrong with you? That nigga, So I fired on him. Bing, bing. He slid down the limo, right? And then here comes Suge, the broad running Suge. See it, DOC. Who hit? Nigga, I did, bitch. I did. Dog, what you do? So I had a lot of encounters with Suge Knight. He ain't what everybody else think he is. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, there's been some stories about before you go into jail, how he took a few punches and everything, man. But shout out, Big Suge, and also DOC, who and this is after the accident that crushed his vocal cords. I think that's what you were talking about with his voice. Yeah. Who DOC quite possibly could have been one of the best rappers. He was Tupac before Tupac, in my opinion, as far as his versatility, his influence, his first album, and everything. I mean, he was on his way. And then to have that car accident, and we could argue that there would be no Dr. Dre or Snoop though without the DOC. So shout out to him. So let me ask you this, man. That's a crazy story. But what year did you personally begin stepping away from the drama side of Death Row?
My actual waking up, I ain't fucking with you niggas no more. April 2002, when my little brother died, was killed.
Wait, okay, 2002, your brother died, and what did you say after that?
That's when he was killed in 2002.
Okay, can you talk about that?
Yeah. Death Row was upside down at the time. All the homies got to fight against each other. Some of the homies took some of the homies for granted, which they all knew that each and every last one of these motherfuckers are capable of whatever. When I went to the hospital and I fucked up and the people let me see my brother because I was fighting the security in there. They let me see him. I go back to the hood. I'm in front of the house, and the homies that I protected, that I went and did shit for, that I fought for, wasn't ready to roll. My girl, my dish. So niggas was at my sister had the corner house, so they over there. I just started kicking niggas in their ass. Right then and there, I knew I'm fighting for something I don't have no business fighting for, and that's being a power move. I couldn't live that life. I couldn't utter those words because my brother was killed by power moves. And I fight and I live with bitch. And you niggas take my brother? You niggas ain't scared of me? Type shit? I turned around, I walked away, and I never fucked with him since 2002. I couldn't. You know, I've had homies die in my hand. Nothing like my brother. When I lost my brother, to what I put my all in, my life in. And when I lost him, could nobody tell me, Mob James, you gotta be in the hood. Mob James, where you at? And people don't understand. I lost a lot, but I understand what I lost. Because me and my brothers then was living that life. We was taking life from other motherfuckers, but it's different when it's your people. And all of these guys are out of the way, and my only option at this time, this real shit, there go one. That's the homie's son. It was time for me to go. I left. I'm not killing your kids. I'm not doing that. And that really made me say,
that took a lot of restraint too.
Yeah.
And that's your brother Bunky we're talking about now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just share this. Yeah, I'll just share this, man. When it comes to a situation with the homies, man, two situations that were very similar with different outcomes. First was a relative of mine had got into it with one of his best friends. You know, they argued and everything, and best friend was telling him, go get strapped. You know what I mean? And cause he really wasn't no joke, and he did just that. You know, I personally, because I wasn't there, I heard the story. I was personally surprised he didn't have a thing on him, but he did, and he came back. And the other, best friend was like, on some, it ain't that serious. I was kind of kidding stuff. Well, cause it's like, let him have one. Hit him in the arm, just let him know that I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward to a few years later, another one of my little cousins was in a situation where one of the big homies from the block, from the, in their neighborhood, was punking him, about a few hours or something like that. And it wasn't just that he was punking him, but there was a crowd around, and that's where pride and ego kicks in, plus his little bro sitting in the car. I say his girlfriend sitting in the car, but I'm telling the story. It's my first time telling it in a long time. But so not only you got the homies from the hood that's standing around, but baby sitting in the car too, and dude is doing this, so he told the same thing, well, go get strapped. And big homie went and got strapped. And the way the story goes, when they see each other, little cuz busts first, and then homie busts back, and he hit him in the back of the head and the ear, you know what I mean? And again, I'm not glorifying nothing, but this is the lesson that I personally learned, is you don't tell nobody what you about to do and let them get ready for it. You know what I'm saying? If I was ever in that situation, which I wouldn't even say if I was, but I'm just saying, I would never say nothing, we'll be reading about them in the paper a couple of days later. You know, if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? And I'd be surprised, just as surprised as you is reading about it. Oh man, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say I understand how that hurt can be. I can't say I understand how you feel, but how many times, how many situations have we seen where that infighting, you know, friendly fire kind of thing go off? You know what I'm saying? And most times, I don't know what the situation was with bro and anything like that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm trying to draw out the lessons of it all. But that's a sensitive issue to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And it puts you in a situation. Okay, what am I? Let me go. There's the question right there. Looking back on it, man, what did the loyalty mean to you then versus now?
All that was out the window. All that was out the window. Everything that I can reflect on that I've done representing this was a lie. Everything was a lie. Everybody that I grew up with, I looked at them as my enemies. I learned loyalty. It comes with a price. Friendship is not what people think friendship is. Your best friend can turn on you at the drop of a dime. I learned a lot. I had to reflect every day after burying my brother what not to do, seeing them and had them dead to rights. It just showed me it's time for me to stop. I can't live this life. And I walked in 2002, ain't uttered Paru, ain't living that, ain't doing none of that. And, you know, I pray to God that those guys gave me that, because I have no other alternative, no other option. If you come at me with it, then we have to be who we are, regardless. And I still stand on that right now. If I'm confronted with that right now today, I only know one thing. I only know one thing.
So it sounds like you said you no longer claim Pyro.
No, I don't.
All right, well, man, I'm sorry for your loss, and I just want to be clear too for people that's listening, because obviously, you know, you're a big name in LA, Compton, and all that. When I say cuz, I'm talking about real cousins. When I say that, it's not, you know, again, I'm from the Bay Area. You know, I'm a DJ from the Bay Area. Been doing it for a long time, and we don't have those type of politics. So when I say cuz, James, you know, I'm saying my cousins. Yeah, real cousins.
In my younger days, that means, nigga, who the fuck you talking to type shit. Why the fuck you woo-woo? I got outside of my Paru cats that I grew up that really know me and fuck with me today, I got Crips that I fuck with strongly. I'm gonna get up and, nigga, I'm here type shit. So that don't bother me at all. More what I know now and hanging with, I ain't got nothing but mad love for my homies that I call my friends, that I fuck with.
Yeah.
None of that small shit, that dumb shit, that ignorant shit don't bother me no more. And like I said, I lived a lie for a long time, believing that this was my job. I had to eliminate as many as I can before they get rid of me. I was living that life. We was gangbanging. We was out there doing that. I can't be mad. Like I wouldn't be mad if Buntry was killed by a Crip. Now I can go retaliate and sit here and drink my drink. We got the motherfuckers for you, bro. Woo, woo, woo. But it's totally different when you, like on some in-house shit. And I don't care what neighborhood you in, the homies been killing homies for the longest. But when it reached me, it opened my eyes for a lot of shit. Looking at my moms, my sister, and them, the pain in their face. I I asked myself, I said, damn, every time I shoot a motherfucker, all these people, everybody is gonna feel what I did to him.
Yeah.
I thought of it like that. And I was like, wow, you hurt one person and thousands could be affected by it.
A real ripple effect.
Yeah. And I had to grow up. I just had to grow up. I had to get away from that. That lifestyle is bullshit. Being a gangster is bullshit. Being that nigga with it is bullshit. Big homie, bullshit. It's all bullshit. But these dudes can still be of age and be on this goddamn social media talking about who they are and I'm gangster, woo, woo, woo. Nigga, none of that shit matter. Gangsters die like they doing today. I don't give a fuck what type of nigga you were.
That's good. That's good.
We gotta really grow up. We gotta grow up and act like men. And like I said, I had things that crossed my path that made me understand. You know, and it's cold because I lost my brother. I lost my mother. I take my grandson. All the things that I lost got me where I am today. It made me wake up, and it's sad to say. I had to
sound like you. Well, I was gonna say it sounds like you're in a much better place now. So allow me to pivot real fast. On that note, Tupac once said on one of his songs, man, I think this really was a good bridge of the gap when he said, I don't give a if you're blood or cuz, as long as you got love for thugs. Let me ask you this, man. Getting into the Tupac era, man, was he authentic to you?
A lot of people be mad at me about Tupac.
I represent the Yay area.